Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 235 of bulking to 75 kilos and getting a 20-second full planche hold. And today to start out, I want to give a quick tip. This is a quick tip to basically feel more power in the planche. When you grab your bar, right, when you're doing the planche, try to actively focus on squeezing the bar. And that way your whole entire hand will make contact with the bar. You'll be able to more easily push, but also, right, by squeezing, you will see that your wrist moves on top of the bar, which is, it allows you, like I said, to give more power. And when you focus on this, right, you focus on squeezing, and then secondly, what you want to do is to basically push the bar as far as possible. So I'm gonna do my warm-up set here, and basically I'm gonna squeeze the bar and move the bar as far away from me as possible. And basically this will allow you, to feel more comfortable in the planche, to use your power more efficiently. So I'm gonna rest up a little bit from this warm-up set, and then actually the first set today is gonna be a heavy endurance set, or I'm gonna try to make it a heavy endurance set. Like the two words, heavy and endurance, excuse me, don't really go together, do they? I mean, usually it's either heavy or endurance. Today what I'm gonna try and do is a 20-second set. I'm gonna try to do it with just full planche and straddle planche, but I'm gonna add 2 kilos to my feet. So ideally I'll get to like 10 to 12 seconds of full planche with a 2 kilo weight on my feet. And then from there I'm gonna try and maintain a straddle planche for 10 to 8 seconds more. But we'll see how that goes. I've never tried that. It would be insane if I'm able to do it. And also, I'm just trying to get more comfortable in the full planche with weight on my feet at the moment. What I've been doing over the past couple of days during my activation is just like one push-up and a press, and basically with weight on my feet as well. And this morning I actually did the 2-2-2 sit. So I did 2 push-ups, 2 presses, and then a small hold. It wasn't exactly 2 seconds because I lost balance, but I was doing it with 2 kilos on my feet. So I'm just trying to up the volume with weight on my feet. Today I'm gonna try and get as much hold and pressing volume as possible. That's gonna be the goal. And then basically I think I'm just gonna leave the rest up to the universe and not do any activations in the coming days, because on Monday I'll have the next training. I think I'm just gonna attempt the 20 seconds again on that training, and I want to be as rested as possible for that. So yeah, let's see what happens. Monday things are for Monday. Today, all I can focus on is the sets I have to do today. The first one being 20 seconds of weighted planche. It sounds fucking insane, but let's go. Okay, that was far from perfect. 9 seconds of full planche, then a quick break, which I don't like to do in these sets, but I just couldn't get to straddle anymore, and then 11 seconds of straddle. Whew! Yeah, that was fucking heavy. I love these kind of sets. I mean, the feeling of being totally crushed, and holy shit, I feel my biceps. The feeling of just being totally crushed in the planche, trying to keep your body up with all your might. It's something to behold, it's indescribable. You have to experience it. So by all means, train the planche, especially if you want some bulbous shoulders and biceps. But anyway, now I'm gonna put on a timer. I'm gonna do a set every 4 minutes and basically do some more holds, some more presses until I can't no more. So these sets will not be to the maximum, because if I go to the maximum every time, I'll be done in 1 or 2 more sets, but I'm gonna try to keep it relatively light, even though it's a heavy planche, and do, if I can get like 5 or 6 sets in total, including this one, it will already be very nice. And then afterwards we can do some more finisher sets. But first things first, some extra volume in the weighted planche. Oh my, holy shit, it already feels heavy. It will be great if I can finish 5 sets with one press. Alright, this one was better, I think. I gotta stop losing my balance though. Second presses are not happening anymore, but I'll keep doing the single ones. Alrighty, I lied. I'm not gonna keep doing presses. This was actually my last set. I don't know how many I did in total, to be honest, but what I'm gonna do now is some full planche holds. And of course, I'm only gonna be able to do it for a couple seconds. But after the hold, I'm gonna go back to the tuck planche and do something called, or what I call, dynamic holds. Basically, I'm gonna use momentum to go back into the full planche for just only a slight moment, and then I'm not gonna be able to hold it, but I'm gonna try and hold it, right? I'm gonna try my best, and I'm gonna repeat that for reps. So I'll be, bouncing from tuck planche to full planche, right? And I'm not gonna hold the full planche, but every time I go into the position, I'm gonna actually try before, falling back to the tuck planche. And I'm gonna try and do that for like at least 3 reps, but ideally 5 or more, I'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm gonna do that for, I think, probably 2 sets. And oh yeah, I should mention this because it's important. When you do these dynamic holds, right, because you're going into the full planche position or whatever progression you're aiming for, you're doing it for reps, and even if it's only a moment, you are increasing the amount of time you're spending in that position, which allows you to learn it quickly. So if you're struggling to get to a new progression, for example, you're at advanced tuck planche and you can't get to the straddle planche, try going into the straddle planche using a bit of momentum for reps, and you'll notice that you will get there faster. So let's go. Holy shit. Alright, there is no use in me attempting any more full planche sets. I'm gonna keep the weight on to just prevent myself from burning out too much at a low intensity. If I start burning out sets at like lean planche push-ups or even normal push-ups, right, I can do a lot of reps, but I'm gonna burn myself out to the point that I will need a long time to recover, like way longer than 4 days, which is when my next training is, right? Because, if you think about it, when I stop a set during this full planche, for example, the set is done when I'm not able to do weighted full planche anymore. Basically, right, that means I need a lot of strength for full planche. So I'm done at a point that I still have a lot of strength, but not enough strength for the weighted full planche. And that basically means that, I'll be able to recover faster because I didn't destroy myself all the way, to lean planche level, right? If I destroy myself at the level of lean planche, I'll be completely done, right? Because now I'm at a point I can't even do one lean planche push-up, for example, and I have to recover all the way back from lean planche to tuck planche to advanced tuck planche, to straddle, to full, to weighted, right? It's such a long journey back, but now I stop my set at the full planche. I'll stop my set. I will stop my set at the weighted straddle planche. But all I have to go or recover from is weighted straddle planche, weighted full planche. That's it. Takes a couple days, no more than that. And so this allows me to kind of, manage my recovery, but still go hard at the same time. So let's do a couple more sets, probably one or two again. There we fucking go. Okie dokie, that's it for today's training. Very heavy, very satisfying, and now it's just waiting for a new PR attempt, Once you do a heavy training, once you do a hard training, the most important part is to recover, because you don't get stronger during your training. In fact, as you will notice, if you train hard, as the training goes on, you become weaker because your muscles are starting to get damaged, And it's when you recover that they repair and grow back stronger than before. So now I just have to wait for that process to happen. And basically on Monday, it'll be another PR attempt. In the meantime, the coming trainings, front lever, squats, Nordic rolls, I'm gonna do those trainings a bit less intense, just a notch, not too much, but a bit less intense than I usually do. I'm gonna make sure that I sleep enough, and depending on how I feel, I'm gonna do some activations as well, I'm considering doing no activations at all, and just, seeing on the day how I feel, and try to be as recovered as possible. But also, it's gonna be after work anyway, so I'm not gonna be entirely rested anyway, right? So yeah, I just have to think about that, but I mean, that's not interesting to you guys. It's just, as an update, Monday will be another PR attempt. I've been attempting every 2 trainings or every 2 heavy trainings lately, and I think that's, just a pattern that will repeat until I get those 20 damn fucking seconds. I want 20 seconds of full planche, That's the bulking goal. So let's fucking go for it. Right now, I'm just gonna have dinner, recover, and see you tomorrow for front lever. Whew.